Members of the Kenya Pilots Association began their industrial training on Saturday despite a court suspension order after it failed to reach an agreement in talks with management on better working conditions. Their demands include the company lifting a suspension of payments to the Staff Provident Fund and for salaries owed from the COVID-19 pandemic period to be paid. The cancellation of flights by Africa's second largest airline is having a huge impact on travel across the continent. While some people have managed to fight alternative flights, others have not been so lucky. The government of Kenya is doing nothing about it to make sure that people go back to their homes. There are people who have work to do, and now we are stuck here like for 4 days. It is a long time, says South African Martha Magumbu. Others, like Ifebusola Shotunde, are disappointed as the alternative flights, they have substantially increased their travel time. I was supposed to go home today from Nairobi to Lagos, but due to the strike they have postponed our flight to 4:30 a.m. tomorrow. Now, I need to think about what I'm going to do tonight and also the plans I made back at home, he says. The strike is exacerbating the woes of the troubled national carrier, which has been running at a loss for years. Despite the government pumping in millions of dollars to keep it afloat, it is also expected to have negative impact on Kenya's exports as the airline transports some 150 tons of fresh produce on average to Europe and the Middle East. Seychelles President Ramkalawan has praised the UN Climate Conference for including the key issues of loss and damage on its agenda. The idea that rich countries should financially support poorer states at the frontline of climate change effects, known as loss and damage, has been a central priority for the island nations for the past 30 years. Ramkalawan, whose country is a key member of the Alliance of Small Island States, called for more ocean protection and increased funding to boost the climate resilience of island and coastal states. He also announced that and the seagrass meadows, which are vital for species generation and carbon capture. President Ramkalawan was speaking at a key African side event on the Great Blue Wall that seeks to fast-track ocean action by boosting livelihoods of coastal communities, supporting nature conservation, and enhancing sustainable blue economy. Speaking at the same event was Botswana President Mosquitis Masisi, who said that nations are racing against time to address adaptation to climate change. Masisi was joined by the President of Zimbabwe, Emmerson Mnangagwa, the President of Estonia, Alal Karis, and UN Environment Program Director Inga Andersen. The President acknowledged the challenge to adapt to climate change while developing our economies to be able to sustain the momentum of growth.